Hey everybody, OSnapClan09 here to give you an overview of the Warframe game that just hit Nintendo Switch for both veteran and new players alike. I personally have had kind of an off and on relationship with Warframe. I've played it since the beta and quite a bit, but not nearly as much as some of my other friends who stream the game. But since it has come out on the Nintendo Switch, it has actually changed my experience of the game quite significantly. I'm not just saying that because I'm a Nintendo fanboy, or you've probably heard it all before, the portability changes everything. No, it's actually just more convenient, you know, because Warframe has always been a kind of game that for me personally, it's so huge. They've added so much to the game and it has come so far from when it came out. It is kind of like a pick up and play for a little bit game for me, and that is perfect for the handheld device, which is the Nintendo Switch. Pick it up, play it a little bit. So if you've been playing Warframe for a while and the idea of starting at ground zero with the Nintendo Switch doesn't sound too appealing to you, that's okay. Digital Extremes has you covered. You can open any browser, go to your account on warframe.com, and transfer a copy of your PC account over to the Nintendo Switch. While that is not true crossplay, in a sense, it is still better than starting from nothing, which I immediately did before I even downloaded the game, which I found out quickly you couldn't do until the game was installed on your Nintendo Switch. If you do plan on doing that, don't worry, it does not affect your PC account in any way, it just makes a copy of it. It's still intact, and everything that changes on your PC account doesn't transfer over to the Nintendo Switch and vice versa, but it's still a nice little feature. And I'll definitely leave a link in the description below so you can transfer a copy of your account yourself. For those who are new to Warframe and you own a Nintendo Switch, I highly recommend trying it out, seeing if you like it. It is free to play, and it does not require a Nintendo Online membership in order to play. Now, with that said, I will warn you, Warframe is a pretty complex, simple game. And if that doesn't make sense, allow me to explain. You're going to need a wiki for this game. A lot of the things that you need to build or obtain or places that you need to go in order to do this or unlock a quest or a certain item or weapon that you want, you're definitely going to have to look something up online. But at the same time, Warframe is an extremely simple game. It's a hack and slash and loot. You're going to be doing a lot of that. You're going to be killing a lot of enemies, looting them so that you can build more things to kill more enemies. And I understand a lot of free-to-play games have a bit of a stigma about them with pay-to-win microtransactions. Don't let that dissuade you from playing Warframe. It is actually fairly easy to get the cash shop currency in this game. You can even trade in-game items for it with other players. Just learn how to use the trade channel effectively. Also, as a new player, if you manage to obtain any platinum, which is the cash shop currency, I cannot express enough how you should save that for things like weapon slots, Warframe slots, and the reason why is because as you level those things up, you rank up in the game. And as you rank up, you get access to even more things. So with all that aside, let's actually get into how the game plays on the Nintendo Switch. And so far, it's pretty freaking good. Yeehaw! After I installed the game, my expectations were actually pretty low. The Nintendo Switch is not a powerhouse of a console, and with a graphically intensive game like Warframe, I was thinking it was going to be just littered with some pretty bad frame drops, unplayable areas, and just a plethora of bugs. But surprisingly, Panic Button did a pretty good job porting the game over to the Nintendo Switch. While there were still some frame drops and other issues in the game in higher level areas, especially the area that you see right here in the void, it wasn't completely unplayable. It got pretty bad for a few seconds in some areas when I would look down my scope and start firing at, say, like 30 enemies that were in front of me. But like I said, it wasn't completely unplayable. And most of the issues that I have with the game so far from the 3 hours, 4 hours that I played last night while streaming the game seem like things that could be fixed in time and patches and optimization. I kind of feel bad for Panic Button because they have to work with what they got. I'm sure better optimization will come in the future, but the processor of the Nintendo Switch is not the greatest. To my knowledge, it is a 4-core processor, I believe, and one of the cores is constantly dedicated to keeping the Linux-based operating system always running in the background of the Nintendo Switch, which is more processing power that could be thrown towards the game. There are bugs, but that is a given. I was expecting that coming into the game. It is actually a few patches behind the current version of Warframe on the PC, and the most worrisome bug that I had come upon was my Riven mods disappearing. Synthesize the Samara's target without using traps or ability. So it has all natural. Freaking. Where's my Riven? When I first logged into the game on the Nintendo Switch, I had access to my Riven mods, and then the game got hit with a hotfix and had to restart, and then all my Rivens disappeared. Not sure if that was intentional or not, because I do know that eventually, when the Fortuna update came out, they changed a lot of the Riven mods. So, only time will tell. Also, another thing that I was expecting, but for some reason was not prepared for, was the influx of new players. This is not a bad thing. This is actually a really good thing. But do expect to be dying and losing a lot of higher level missions with newer, unexperienced players that don't quite understand the mechanics of the game and how just kind of avoid sorties for a while if you plan on playing on public. I mean, it took a while for this guy to realize that there was a second lock on the door. Also, something that was really nice, when I transferred my account over, Digital Extremes gave me 50 platinum, which I in turn used to buy more Kavat DNA and breed my first Kavat. Never had one before. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays and how beneficial it is to have a attack kitty. Apologies for the terrible video quality, but I did not have a better way of capturing handheld mode at the time. But from what I tested, handheld mode seems to run pretty well in solo mode and not quite as well in public mode. I'm going to assume that is because of the wireless connectivity. If you do plan on playing online wirelessly, I cannot recommend enough an 802.11 AC connection. Not as much range, but definitely way faster and a lot more smoother. But I'm always going to tell you to use a LAN adapter for your Switch while it's docked. Ethernet to USB. If you need a link to a good one, I will leave it in the description below. But definitely plan on playing it with a wired connection if you're going to be playing a lot of Warframe online. So yeah, that pretty much covers my overview of Warframe on the Nintendo Switch. It's pretty much what I expected it to be. Warframe on the Nintendo Switch. And yeah, hopefully a lot of things get fixed in the future and more gets added and better optimization. And it seemed like most of the complaints that I had were minor and could be fixed in time. So yeah, definitely download the game and give it a try. Also, I stream on Twitch regularly at 3 p.m. Pacific time if you want to catch me there. As well, definitely leave me a sub and click the bell if you want to get future updates on games that I review and overview. I do plan on doing a review for every character on Smash Bros. Ultimate when it releases. So definitely stay in tune for that if you're interested in that game. Other than that, take it easy and be safe, everybody.